Hello there, this is going to be a general love reading for all signs. Pardon the noise in the background. It is the washer, and pretty much all throughout today and tonight, whether I'm recording or I'm going live on Instagram, xi_missy_xi, which I do plan to do later, you will be hearing the washer and the dryer because I just got back from Vegas. So as per usual, you know we gotta wash them clothes, honey. We gotta wash them clothes. All right, here we go. So I've been keeping, up to date on energies and what's been happening in the world. Look, fire again. I have not shuffled in a week, give or take. And fire comes out again first. It's been coming up every day before I left, right? Fire is passion, anger, and purification. It does remind me of a smoke signal, right? If you followed me long enough, for years actually, you know that back in the day when I first started this YouTube channel, we call it Apartment on the Beach Days, which is how I got my name, Saltwater Heels. I talked about a smoke signal. I mean, not I specifically, but it was channeled to me, through messages of a smoke signal. And I don't know, man, it gives off real deep, like Native American sort of indigenous vibes. And I don't know, man, smoke signals are going up. And, not literal, right? But in the sense of putting out some sort of energy or vibration that comes from a place of anger or passion. And I think for a lot of people, the past couple weeks, there's been a lot to be disgruntled about. We've talked about it pretty much every day since the election, and we will talk about it if it comes out in the energy. So for those of you who are upset that how dare I speak of it, you should keep it separate. You may fuck all the way off. I don't know who the fuck you think you are, what kind of audacity you have on anybody's platform. I see people telling every damn body. They're telling people who are singers and actors or writers or people who do tarot or people who are cooks or whatever. Bitch, everybody got their own opinion, especially on their own platform. So you are the prime example of a problem of which we are speaking of. People like you, okay? You don't go on anybody's shit that they have built from the ground up and you tell them what they can and cannot speak about. That is not up to you. I channel energy. And whatever is happening here gonna come out here. Got me so mad blowing my motherfucking lights here. See what I'm saying? Telling you. I'm motherfucking telling you. I'm telling you. Hold on, let me rectify this damn situation here. My laptop's plugged in and it still went off, honey. The whole thing went off. Because that's my point. Okay, the fire card is anger and fucking passion. Because how goddamn dare you tell somebody some shit on their own goddamn shit? This is why we are famously known, I did say famously and not infamously, famously known to blow light bulbs. Because that's what we do. That's what we do. That's what we do. Oh, it's gonna be a noisy day today because everybody got something to do. It's Monday. I gotta work, they gotta work. Landscapers outside. We've been living in the burbs, honey. Landscapers be doing their thing. Now, as I said, you don't tell nobody shit about shit. Especially here. If you would like a generic card reading about just love, go to someone who does those things. I read energy. I read the room, honey. I read a bitch. I read a book. I read cards. What come out's gonna come out. Now you guys gotta stop pretending like you think you hold some sort of authority over people, okay? Because you don't. You don't. You are definitely new here if you think you're gonna come on my shit and tell me what the fuck to talk about. I don't think so. Now you should be grateful you came across this page and this channel because I'm non-biased when I read the energy. I would like to be. I would like to be biased because a lot of times I want to really say what I want to say, and I do say what I want to say, but I also say what Spirit is telling me or what I'm feeling cosmically, and whatever's in the air, bitch. The fuck? Good Lord, you guys, some of you just don't even know what the fuck it looked like to be tuned in and tapped in, and it shows, honey. You don't need to be leaving your weird ass comments on here too, because the rest of us read it and go, I promise you, I swear to fucking God, I promise you the rest of us read it like that. You may not think so, but I promise you we do. We go, oh, we so grateful that's not us. Okay, we so grateful. But in any case, fire and passion, something's brewing. You know, it reminds me of if you needed to start a fire to get something cooking, right? If something's brewing. What's brewing? Even my washer's on spin cycle. It's brewing, honey. You got that cauldron bubbling and brewing, honey. It's twisting and it's turning. Okay, something's coming. And here we have the magician. And the magician is watching. Right? So the magician energy is standing back on the sidelines or in the shadows, watching. He's very quiet. Right? The card itself talks about trickster, illusion, and deception. And I don't feel it's a trick. He's not a trickster. He doesn't like have this malefic energy. He doesn't. Although the card could symbolize that. What it feels to me like is there's an energy of a masculine that's sitting on the sidelines watching, and something is brewing, right? The fire is brewing within them. So are they experiencing right now anger? Or are they experiencing like this creative wave, right? Because remember now, fire can be creation as well too. So it's just really crazy how a lot of people have been inspired and taking that anger, right, and transmuting it like a magician would, like an alchemist would, into creative endeavors. It's sparking the creation within all of us. And I think that this is quite collective. People are feeling really inspired to do things and coming up with these ideas of how the different shit they can do, whether you're talking businesses or hobbies or writing a book. It's creating this beautiful wave, right? And sometimes it can only come from a place of anger or really deep passion, right? Passion can be both happy, joy, but also angry and upset, you know? So it depends on what end of the spectrum this comes from. But his energy, this masculine's energy here feels potent. And he's giving like diamond in the rough vibes. It's giving Aladdin. He's about to pop out soon. He is. He's about to make his presence known. And this can mean you meet. Okay? But this can also mean you already met and he about to make his presence known again. Take that as it fucking resonates. If poison and church. We've talked all about that, huh? The religious thing. I saw this thing in Revelations. I saw this thing. I saw it in my head, and then I saw this thing, and it talked about Revelations, talking about the mark of the beast that is worn on the forehead, and I just about fell the fuck over. How people will follow a fake prophet, and you'll know it's them because they wear the mark of the beast on their forehead. Bitch, I nearly fell the fuck over. I swear to fucking God. I shit you not. I was like, put 2 and 2 together, honey. It's going to come up to 4. Okay, trust me. I will not elaborate. 2 and 2 is 4. If you get it, you get it. If you can add up those two, you're going to see, you know what the fuck I'm talking about. Okay? Now, church is about faith, sanctuary, and worship. Many know that many of us divine feminines, we're not necessarily religious. We're spiritual. It doesn't mean that we don't think everything in the Bible is bullshit. Just most of it. Right? There are some things in the Bible that I have read and I go, And some things I've read and went, oh, okay. But still, oddly, there's a connection to Jesus. Maybe Mother Mary, Mary Magdalene, to the saints, to the archangels. It's funny how many of us spiritual people that have sort of cracked through and crashed down and risen back up as the phoenix. It's funny how many of us feel so connected to those energies. And we don't go to church every Sunday. You know, we don't go through the whole production of showing, well, I'm going through the motions of this, only to live our life completely opposite of what Jesus was trying to do and accomplish. So I think the church thing is coming up as sort of this symbol, right, of what do you believe in? What do you worship? Who do you worship? Where do you find sanctuary? Can people come to you and be a sanctuary? It's the biggest test, isn't it? Oh, it's gonna be something. I heard mother. Remember I talked about this. Mother Nature was gonna get really angry. She's starting to show that already, isn't she? I've seen a little bits and pieces of things where people are having a little bit of earthquakey things and shit sort of popping up, and the winds are sort of starting to howl, and things are starting to show itself. Mother Nature is starting to show herself. That is a divine feminine energy. That's why they call her Mother Nature, not Father. Can people seek sanctuary with you? Do you feel like sanctuary? Do you feel like peace? Or do you feel like hate and chaos? What emanates from you? I got my snacks ready for when Jesus makes himself known. I do. Because you guys keep thinking Jesus is going to come, but he's already been here. I've got my snacks ready. I do. Matter of fact, sitting right here in this little Ziploc bag, I've got my O's cereal. I love to eat dry cereal, honey. You know that. I've got my snacks ready. I got my snacks ready. I've been watching the news. I've been seeing all this stuff about like in Utah, how people are so upset about like the warming stations for the homeless because, you know, once it hits, like, I think they said 18 degrees, they want to be able to provide, you know, a warm shelter for, you know, people that are at a disadvantage. And some people are very upset by this. They're very angry about it. But it reminded me of like in the Bible, did they not seek warm shelter? God, y'all be failing these fucking tests right in front of your goddamn faces. And I look Caucasian at this point because these slant eyes, honey, because, you know, I'm half Asian. They be bigger than a motherfucker because it's right in front of you. It's like hysterical to me where I'm going, honey, you just can't make this shit up. You just can't make this shit up because, I mean, they should call it a warm manger. They should call it. And then they can say, we don't want to have warm mangers over here during the cold winter times. What? Poison, venomous, dangerous, intoxication. There's a lot of that in the air. Remember we talked about it for a really long time that the snakes would show themselves in the garden? And some snakes are absolute beautiful creatures of protection. Not all are. Not all are. Some are, I heard pick your poison. Pick your poison. Autumn, changes, harvest, and abundance. Oh, we're in autumn right now. We are. I want one more from this deck. Why do I want one more? Before we move on to the tarot. Don't you guys find it hysterical? All the things happening around us and like people are literally failing all these obvious tests. It's hysterical. To me at least. I don't know. I'm like, oh, honey. The biggest now, honey. First it was, what is a tariff? Wait, hold on. I got to get this out. First it was, what is a tariff? And eyeballs be popping out when they found out what it was and how it works. Now the second thing people are finding out is Obamacare is the same as the Affordable Care Act. Most motherfuckers need the ACA, otherwise known as Affordable Care Act. And they're going, I didn't know it was the same thing, motherfucker. Whoo, Lord Jesus. Of Latter-day Saints, honey, whatever. Yeah, it's the same thing. Yes, it is. And do you guys remember John McCain's final act of service? You remember what he did? Remember his vote? To save it? Although somebody was breathing down his fucking neck to not. And he said, fuck that. Fuck that. They don't make Republicans like that no more. May I just say? They don't. They don't make Republicans like that no more. They don't. He said, fuck that. People need affordable health care. Fuck that. Some of you motherfuckers need it, and you voted for the party who's against it. I mean, what do I just... Going from what is a tariff to now, is it the same thing? Oh, honey, I don't know what to tell you guys. You make my head itchy. You make my head itchy, I swear. High Priestess. Secret, intuition, divine feminine. Yes. Divine feminine energy is all around you. It's in the air you breathe. It's in the rustling of the trees. It's in fire. It's in the stars. It's in the moon. It's in the sun. It is everywhere, right? That feminine energy. And the dark divine feminines are not happy. We talked about that. Pissed, to say the least. And see, this is what I find funny, is that people argue about that. We can argue about it. Like you guys like to say, agree to disagree. I guess we will find out in the end, right? Because that's what we're doing right now. We said, this is what people said that they thought they were going to do and what they wanted and what they thought it was going to be. And now it's only 2 weeks into, right? Isn't that hysterical? Bruh, it hasn't even been a month and people are going, I didn't vote for that. You did. You did, because you did your own research. Apparently, I don't know, do your research. Okay. See, that's our argument now, is we say, okay, that's the divine feminine's approach right now. Mother Nature, fucking Hecate. Okay. It's called FAFO, fuck around, find out. What's it gonna be tomorrow that they're gonna find out? They're going, what is it? Because, honey, you thought I was gonna go away on break and not talk about any of this. Well, I can't help it, it's in the energy. How long is it gonna be in the energy, Missy? Where's my twin flame? You ain't never gonna get your motherfucking twin flame union if your ass don't give a fuck about this. Period. Do you understand? This is part of the twin flame union. This is what twin flames came here for. To fucking cause a ruckus and to help save the world. Not help destroy it. Not to step on other people that are fucking below you and at a disadvantage. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. Don't watch. Save yourself the trouble and the anticipation and the hope of a twin flame union if your ass is not on that side of shit. Save yourself the trouble. Stop watching them. Because how the fuck you think you're going to get in twin flame union and you're against all of the things that the divine feminine stand for? Bitch, it make no sense. You hear the wind outside? It's literally like yanking my door. I have a door over here, a huge, not huge, but a balcony over here. So there's a door over here. And it's like the wind is like yanking, like it's going like this to the door. but yet we're calm. High Priestess is always depicted in every picture as cool, calm, and collected. Why is she depicted as such? Remember I tell you I wanted one more card? Why is she always depicted as cool, calm, and collected? Because she trusts. She has trust. She has faith. She understands that things sometimes need to play out in order for things to play out. Sometimes people have to learn there's a consequence to their actions. The consequence to actions are you have a voice, you have freedom to choose depending on where you live in the world, right? Because not everybody does. And there is a cause and an effect. Again, this stage right now is called the FAFO stage. Fuck around and find out. Because these are all the things you should have found out about before you fucking voted. What are we going to do? You know how many people have legit told me I didn't know that and I feel misled? It's what we've been trying to fucking tell you, because now you're saying, well, if that goes away, I can't afford medical for myself and my children. My parents won't be able to afford medical. What happens to their Medicare? What about Medicaid? What about their prescriptions? A fucking duh. We tried to tell you that. We tried. But you was worried about eggs and gas, which I can't foresee that coming down in price either. I don't, actually. You better go look up the Great Depression. And it's not like we're wishing this. Don't you see that we're wishing the opposite? We're hoping to Christ none of this stuff happens and that everything plays out beautifully and wonderfully. Don't you understand that? That's our hope. But yet we understand there's cause and effect. And we understand that it's not looking so great for some. And I say that because if you are in the low and middle income bracket, we tried to tell you, but you guys was worried about odd things. You know? What you gonna do, boo-boo? I don't know. Don't ask me that now. Well, what am I gonna do now, Missy? Bitch, listen, I don't know what to tell you. It's too late now. You better hope and pray for some fucking miracle and a pig flies by. A lot can happen before January. But I don't know what you're gonna do now. It's a little too fucking late to ask that. Oh shit, motherfucker, here she is. Goddess of War again. Goddess of War again, honey, coming up every day because this is her roaring. She's sitting quietly, cool, calm, and collectively, but her sword is showing. It's like a badge of honor almost. It's like a badge of honor, isn't it? Her sword of truth. Her sword to show others, not on my watch, right? Not on my watch. If she's blunt, right? She may come across as unfiltered, but this is truth. You have here the Queen of Pentacles as well too. I told you, bitch, cool, calm, and collected. Cool, calm, and collected. She has a toe on the ground because she's connected to Mother Nature. There's a storm coming. Quite a few. They may be otherwise known as shit storms, but there's a few brewing. You have here the Three of Pentacles, the Page of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles as well too. Three of Pentacles can be a card of learning. School, learning, building, right? Business, of those things. But it feels like learning. Page of Pentacles is news of something, right? You learning new things, hearing new things, news of things. Eight of Pentacles can be about working really hard. Someone's got their nose down and working really hard. Page of Swords. I mean, it feels like a younger air sign, but the Page of Swords also feels like standing back and watching. That's what that magician was doing. Something's brewing. Something's brewing. Like I said, it's quite a few things though. It is quite a few things brewing. Yes, unions. Not for everybody. The Devil, and the Five of Pentacles, isolation. That's looks like people looking for shelter. Looking for a warm manger. I don't know. Could be. It's also a card of like isolation and feeling left out. A lot of you guys have shut doors and burned bridges and are going to try and come back and knock on doors and walk across bridges, and you will find you don't have access there anymore. Ten of Wands too. You know what this feels like? The devil is Capricorn energy, right? Could be obsession, could be about restriction, it could be about malefic energy. Someone's fighting against that. Someone's fighting against that. Someone here, they're telling you it's a diamond in the rough. Someone here has a change of heart. Because the divine feminine gets them to see the truth. Someone's belief systems change. This is connected to the divine masculine. I'm not saying the divine masculine is going to be someone who chooses the other side of things and wants women to be suppressed and for division and racism to thrive. No fucking ways. Absolutely not. You just get him to see the world differently. Do you know what I mean? The Fool. A huge leap. Ooh. Ooh. A huge leap. That's ground zero too, because it's zero. It's a reset. It's a restart. There's a new timeline. Look at that in reverse. Upright is like war, fighting something, right? Chaos. In reverse is that cool, calm, and collected energy. Putting it down. Surrender. That's like surrender. That's what that feels like. Surrender. Oh. Wow. It's a lot. There's a lot of energy that needs to be channeled now that I'm back. Head over heels, icing on top, and friendship. Barely even friends, then somebody bends unexpectedly. I told you there's a change of heart. Could this be the storyline all year? Friends, just coworkers, just casual. Yeah, it is. It is. It's like a change of heart, but it's not a change of heart, because I feel like they've always had these feelings. You get them to see that it's safe to jump, to be the fool, to lean in, or do they get you to see that? Oh, what a plot twist that would be, isn't it? Getting the divine feminine to put her sword down and feel safe to jump and leap, because she finally has someone that will catch her. Plot twist of the century, huh? And we knew there'd be a plot twist coming, especially for the feminines. This is something that goes from casual to not. Barely even friends, then somebody bends unexpectedly. Who bends though? Who's gonna bend first? Masculine or feminine? Has a masculine already bent and you haven't because you had your sword up like this, you're on guard? I don't know. Did you bend and he didn't because he's on guard and fucking afraid to fall? I don't know, because it's general. This could be very different for each of you. But both have to fall, don't they? But what if one has already fallen and they're just waiting for the other one to fall so they can catch them? Isn't that a motherfucker if that's what it is? I'm kind of feeling like that. Like one has already fallen head over heels. That's the icing on top. It's like you don't even know that half the battle's already won. Just waiting on the other one to fall. It is, isn't it? Like diamond in the rough, the beast. From Beauty and the Beast. He was angry. He didn't want to let people in. He didn't want to be vulnerable. World was cruel to him because he was cruel. He got what he gave. And he understood that, and he was angry with himself, and he lashed out to others. And then he meets someone who's not a pushover. He meets someone who says, fuck you, you can't talk to me like that. You can't tell me what to do. Sounds familiar? You cannot tell me what to do. You will not tell me what to do. And she was brave and she was courageous and she took her father's place. It's a fucking fairy tale story from Disney, but is it? You ever notice all of these great stories mimic real life in some way, shape, or form? It's almost like art mimics reality sometimes. Or the opposite, but you know, it was one and the same. She didn't back down. She wasn't afraid of him. She wasn't afraid to be herself, and she wasn't afraid to say, you cannot treat me this way. And he saw her heart, that it was pure and true, and she was caring, and she was kind, and she was thoughtful, and she treated everybody good. And he fell in love with that. And in turn, because she melted his heart, right? Nobody could break that ice around his heart. Nobody could do it. It was impenetrable. And she did, because she stood in her truth and her power. And she was kind. You know, kindness really goes a long way, because in this day and age, it's rare. It's really rare to be someone who says, why are we doing that? Why aren't we giving warm shelter? Why aren't we saying people should be able to afford health care? Right? That's a beautiful fucking human being. Someone who says, we don't discriminate based on color, age, looks, etc. That's a beautiful fucking human being. That's the point of why we're here, is to try and save the fucking world, and that's how you save it. You don't divide and conquer. You don't act holier than thou. Oh, I can't wait for Jesus to make himself known. Barely even friends. Then somebody bends unexpectedly. And it's going to be beautiful, because it's already happening. Do you understand? It's already happening. The fire has been blazing. It's like waiting for it to boil over, you know? It's about to boil over. But something about the feminine and her becoming divine feminine sparks something in the masculine and makes them fall in love head over motherfucking heels. Because you want to know why? It's a beautiful thing, and it's contagious sometimes to see someone stand apart from the crowd, to see somebody say, oh, hell no, and to have a good, kind heart. It would melt fucking anybody. Well, not anybody, but you know what I mean? I think that's what they fall in love with. That you have a voice, and you're not afraid to roar, and you're not afraid to fight for other people's rights, including your own, and that you care about other people. I think that is what makes people fall in love with a person, to say, that's the kind of person I want to be with, because that person's good inside too. Two ugly, fucking, disgusting, cruel people want to be with each other, right? Two people who have the same beliefs. But when you have a good person, they want a good person. They're looking for that. This masculine wanted something different, because he's been around everything. He's experienced a lot of stuff. And he's looking for different, and he's going to know it when he sees it. And once he sees the light within this feminine, it's over. Now let's get into your extended. Should you wish to rent it, please click below this video the word more. It's going to bring up all my links. Click on the first one. It's going to take you to my website, saltwaterhillstarot.com. You're going to go to the extended reading section and look for the special Love/Oracle readings. I will continue to do the bonus zodiac readings for all 12 signs. I've already done November's. If you're looking for them, it's already done. And also, what else? All my pre-orders are closed. I did the protection bracelets. I also did, those weren't pre-orders though. And as well as my Chapel Rose deck, which is that gothy, religious, wedding, union, new deck that I've been working on all year. So if you guys ordered those, pre-ordered, as well as ordered the bracelets, thank you very much. As you guys know, I've got my printer before I left to go to Vegas. It's my replacement printer for the replacement. And so let's hope this Canon Pixma that I bought again is going to be all good. So I'm going to be very busy. And now that I'm back home recording, reading your emails, I'm going to be busy doing readings, catching up on those, packing orders, shipping labels, remember my mom is the one who makes the bracelets for me. I make everything else, all of the waters, the candles, the oils, I make everything else. And so of course, all of my decks come from out of country, which is why I've been trying to order the Chapel Rose deck now in case the tariffs go into effect in January. It will mean that the price of things coming out of country will cost more for you as the consumer, because that's how it works. All right, so thank you for your likes, your shares, and your subscriptions here on YouTube, and I will see you. Oh, follow me on my second vlog channel, Missy in Wonderland. That's also below. It's my lifestyle vlog channel, and I've been so busy I haven't been able to vlog a lot, which I tried to vlog a little bit of Vegas, but I'm a terrible vlogger. Jordan kept telling me, Mom, you really should be vlogging this. And I'm like, oh, fuck, I'm a terrible vlogger. I'm terrible at it. I like to live in the moment, you know, and so I'm not necessarily constantly videoing everything and taking pictures of everything. So I'm a terrible vlogger, but I'm going to talk a bit about Vegas in the vlog because so much fucking happened. Oh my God, so much fucking happened in Vegas. So anyways, I'll see you in the extended. Love you guys. Bye.